What up, y'all? It's your boy Aaron from the 404 Heels, one half of the 404 Heels. We here with that SmackDown on November 15th. We got that 3 ups, 3 downs, a little review, initial thoughts, all that good stuff. Overall, a great SmackDown. I feel like it wasn't pre-recorded. Thank God. I was stupid pre-recorded. I'm getting sick of it. I get it. It's the holidays. It's just annoying that everyone puts the spoilers online with pictures, videos, all that. It's very annoying. And I wish you could like somehow just cancel it out or something. I don't know. But the show starts off, we get Cody Rhodes coming out. And if y'all watched the show in the past, we know what Cody Rhodes is wearing dictates what's going to happen in this segment. This dude, if he comes out in a full suit, likely he's not fighting. Dude comes out in some track pants and a t-shirt and some running shoes, likely that motherfucker brawling with everyone. But my theory was wrong. He was looking for a fight, but he did not get a fight. He gets to the ring. He is wearing his crown jewel ring still. I don't know if y'all caught that. He is wearing it. But he comes out and he wants a little piece of KO from what KO did to Randy Orton last week on SmackDown with the infamous, devastating, most realistic pile driver of all time. Randy gets taken out. Cody got in the ambulance with him last week, rode him to the hospital, and he wants a little revenge on KO. He calls out the little Lamborghini moment that we all have seen online where they're kind of like, it's not, you know, it's off the screen. You know, you got KO show Randy Orton his new Lambo. Cody kind of calls it out, which I thought was kind of weird. I was like, you probably shouldn't call that out because we all did see the Lambo, but we all saw that he was best friends with Randy Orton when he was showing him the Lambo. So kind of a weird call out right there, because then if you go look that up, you're going to see that he's buddies off screen with Randy, and you know, but so he calls out KO to the ring. KO's music does not hit. We get Nick Aldis walking out to the ring, and he's saying that they told KO to leave. KO showed up. They told him he's not welcome. Blah, blah, blah. Cody goes on, you know, like he always does, a little emotional rants about, and I think it's kind of leaning into maybe Cody turning heel, because he's like, I know if I act like this and fly to his house and whoop his ass and buy a ticket, that's not the champion y'all want. But the ball's in your court, Nick Aldis. So I do think there is an element of a little seed planted of maybe Cody turning heel. And I'm here for it. I want to see it. And again, the crowd goes crazy reacting to Cody. You small minority people who talk shit about Cody's reign is the very, very small minority, because the crowd, I believe, was chanting, "You deserve it." All that good stuff, you know, after he said, you know, WrestleMania 40 was his biggest accomplishment. All that good stuff. I think y'all are crazy. Cody's title run is still hotter than ever. It don't matter. I did hear the rumor that he is not going to be at Survivor Series, which is interesting. But, you know, he's been at all the other pay-per-views. So, you know, give him the time. We did hear it, and we'll talk about it on Word on the Street. But the main event for Saturday night's main event is looking like it's going to be a Cody and KO. Now, will that be a start of a future rivalry or the end of this rivalry? And maybe we get a little Randy return or something. We'll see, though. We shall see. Then we get the OG Bloodline talking without Roman, trying to still find that fifth member. Sami Zayn says, I got an idea. Let me go talk. So we get another little backstage right before LA Knight comes out of Sami talking to LA. And LA is basically, you could tell he's telling him no. Then LA comes to the ring and he does issue a open challenge for the U.S. title. And we get Legado del Fantasma coming out. And you think it's going to be my boy Pablo Escobar, but Berto keeps giving LA the old look up and down. So LA, I guess, challenges him to the belt and gives him the opportunity instead of Escobar, you know. And then you got Escobar. See, that's just hilarious. I love that he does that. Escobar, man, he deserves a little bit more. I like it. He's got some good mic skills. Ring works pretty good. It'd be nice to see what he does, like, really, really pushed, you know. But, I mean, that's kind of one of my downs is going to be Berto versus LA Knight. It's like this dude has done not a single damn thing to deserve a chance, but just stare at LA Knight. If that's all you need to do to get a belt, sign everyone up. Just go stare LA Knight up and down, and you'll get you a title shot. That's what it seems like happening. So that's going to be my first down. I will say I wanted to give a first up that LA Knight didn't try that move he always botches where he runs up the turnbuckle and suplexes him. He didn't do that. He does the jump elbow, which is nice. He hasn't messed that up. But the other one, it might be time to retire that bad boy. Maybe not see that again. And then we get a very surprising return at the end of that match. LA Knight celebrating, gets down, gets a spinning elbow from none other than Shinsuke Nakamura. And this Shinsuke looks a little different. He ain't got, he's got some face paint going. He looks a little darker, a little meaner, like a man on a mission. So I think they're setting this up for, I would assume, Saturday night main event as another match. I don't think they're going to rush it to Survivor Series because I feel like Survivor Series is still missing a match. But we'll see. We'll see. But what do y'all think? I definitely think it's going to be Saturday night main event, Shinsuke, LA Knight. I'm kind of excited for this rivalry. We'll see how Shinsuke is if he's still comes out to the same music, which we all love, if he does the same dance, or if he's like, this is a dark Shinsuke Nakamura. But it is funny that recently everyone was talking about how Shinsuke's been off TV, off this. Sometimes people take a break, and he's coming back. He came back with a little bit of a bang. So thumbs up to my boy Shinsuke Nakamura. We'll see what goes on. So then we get a little backstage moment with Roman and the Bloodline, and they're about to talk, and then boom, Solo Sikoa's music hits. They're coming out. They're about to spit a promo. Boom, OTC, here they come. They stand on the apron, 4v4, looks amazing. They get in the ring. They just start brawling everywhere. Bodies flying. Jacob, Jay, Jimmy. You got Botch. You got, Sammy playing, Solo, brawling everywhere. OG Bloodline kind of gets the upper hand after a while. And then, boom, if we didn't know about spoilers, with this another down, if we didn't know about spoilers and we didn't know this was going to happen, how awesome is it that Bronson Reed came out and wrecked shop a little bit? That would have been so much. I knew it was coming. Everyone who's on the internet, even if you try to avoid spoilers, you see a picture, you see something, you're like, fuck, he's the fifth member. It's crazy. But it would have been so much better if they didn't have that as a spoiler. There's got to be a way around it. Oh man, I hate it. It sucks. But Bronson turns the tide. Or did we think Seth was going to come out there because he's looking like the fifth member of this OG bloodline, because Jay is yelling at Roman after they're sitting there in shambles to make the call. He's like, you got to make the call, make the call, make the call. But later on, we see that the call was to the wise man. But the only thing is, the wise man's phone was disconnected. And if you remember back to right after WrestleMania, when Paul Heyman was rolling around with Solo did break his phone. So, did he have to? Nowadays we know you don't have to get a new number, but they're adding it to the story. I feel like his phone was broke. But what do you think between all the Roman and Paul Heyman communication after WrestleMania? Because Paul Heyman said he was in contact with Roman, during the draft and all that, the roster draft. But then we came to find out that he hadn't talked to Roman since WrestleMania. And now he just tried to call Paul Heyman. Phone's disconnected. So where's the disconnect between them two? Why aren't they talking? Why aren't they on good terms? Maybe that's just their relationship. I don't know. What do y'all think? But it was a cool little segment. Bronson Reed and all that. He looks good with the new bloodline. It's pretty cool. I do think I don't think Solo necessarily is going to be able to boss him around, even though Bronson Reed did throw up the one at the end when they were leaving the ring. So it's going to be interesting to see, is he just a member for this short time, or is this a long-term storytelling within the bloodline? We'll see. What do y'all think? Bronson Reed definitely looks the part. That's for damn sure. We also get a U.S. title tournament for the women. We get 4 triple threat matches, some singles matches, single matches. Championship match is going to be the U.S. title winner at at Saturday Night Main Event. Bayley wins the first one. It's going to be between Candice LeRae and B-Fab. Haven't seen B-Fab in the ring in ever, for a long time. It looked good. She did pretty good. It was a good match between Candice, Bayley, and B-Fab. So, but Bayley gets the win because Candice is clearly going to be in War Games. Bayley has the name. Bayley, I could see, she is the first women's Grand Slam champion, so I could definitely see her having to be the first U.S. title holder. But also, they did show the tournament bracket, and you got Bianca and Jade on opposite sides of the bracket. So we could get that. People want that to be the WrestleMania match, though, which makes sense, but you got to have a little build-up to it. Maybe this for the U.S. belt, you know. Bianca wins. Jade's like, I can never get out of your shadow, or something, turns heel, something like that. Something along those lines. I'm excited to see what happens with this U.S. women's title. Of course, Chelsea Green, Meechan's in it. Those were my picks to win it. But we'll see. You never know who could win it. It's up in the air, I think, for sure. It does, now that I'm thinking about it, Bayley does make the most sense because she's like been with the company, the NXT, done the work. She's loyal. Like, it would make sense for it to be Bayley to be the first one. And maybe a short run for Bayley with the U.S. title. Maybe win it on Saturday Night Main Event, lose it on Raw, Netflix, something like that. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Another up we got Kevin Owens' car segments. Yeah, it's funny how they're like, what if he just talks in a car? And then he's obviously not in his Lambo, but he says he's just doing his job. He's like, I'm just doing my job. And he's just doing his job. Kevin Owens. I'm excited for this. Kevin Owens versus KO, Saturday Night Main Event. They're going to be face-to-face in Salt Lake City next week. Kevin Owens was like, I'll be there because not for WWE, not for you. He's like, I like the mountains of Utah. It was pretty funny. So I'm excited to see that face-to-face next week between Cody and KO. We'll see what happens. We'll see. I'm assuming they brawl. KO is a brawler, so we'll see. Then we get a down, which I thought would be an ultimate up. I thought I was going to be celebrating with y'all. I thought I'd be celebrating y'all. But we get Motor City Machine Guns versus the Street Profits. Angelo Dawkins, Montez Ford, well deserving. Haven't had a belt in 4 fucking years. Let's go Street Profits. I was like, but the match wasn't on at the main event, so I was like, man, maybe they're not going to win it. And then I was looking at the time, how much was left in the show, and I was like, we still got to get to Nia and Naomi match. So one of these matches is going to be short, and I figured it would be the main event because they're just going to set up War Games in that anyway. But turns out it's this tag team match with Crybaby Tommaso Ciampa coming out and ruining the Street Profits' chances at winning these belts. He goes on a rampage, knocks Montez off the ropes, just goes on a beating spree of Angelo Dawkins. Then you got his boy coming out from DIY, Johnny Gargano, trying to, talk some sense into him. And then we get the push. The NXT, are we doing this again? Let's go. It was a good rivalry back then. I'm excited to see it. But Tommaso Ciampa looks a little heated. He's a little heated, guys. He's a little heated, but he cost the Street Profits the belts, man. And that's what I was thinking, with all this, all this word on the street about Montez being upset, maybe entertaining AEW. Sometimes I think, I'm like, is that a work or is that a shoot? Is he pretending or is he set or are they doing this outside to build up the inside of the ring? There's a chance, y'all. There's a chance because, and then, I'm sure there's long-term what they're going to do with these Street Profits. I just hope they keep him. I'm a big fan of Montez Ford, but I did say it would be cool to see him get a singles run, and if that's in AEW, then it's got to be in AEW. I'll watch it, so I'll still be a fan. But, man, was I disappointed at not only the match just being short, because this could have been a banger of a tag team match, but just, Tommaso Ciampa's little crybaby self breaking up the match because he feels like the Street Profits cut the line, which they didn't. They've been a tag in the WWE longer than you've been on the WWE main roster, bro. Like, chill. Street Profits, hopefully will get their day. Hopefully they can get their cake and eat it too later on down the road. Do not lose Montez Ford, Angelo Dawkins, Triple H. Don't do it. Then we get Naomi versus Nia. World Women's Champion. Nia obviously gets the win. There were some near pinfalls that you're like, what is Naomi? She might. Nope, but she doesn't. We get some interference. Tiffy. We get some Candice LeRae. We get some Bayley. They're just setting up War Games. We get a backstage moment where Liv and Raquel are attacking Bianca and Jade. So they're definitely setting this whole War Games up. We know the spoilers on Monday. I'm not going to say what it is, but we know who comes out. And I think that's like kind of, I gave this a down just because like there's no needle movers in the women's division right now besides Rhea Ripley, who is injured. Like no other women gets the pop. Like I don't know how many women are on the ticket that I'm like, oh, she's not there. I won't. And then boom, they announce it, and you're like, now I want to watch. Like Rhea Ripley is the soul. I mean, you got Becky Lynch on the shelf, Charlotte Flair on the shelf. So maybe when those Alexa Bliss is on the shelf, but like Rhea Ripley is just, I think, head and shoulders above every other woman that's currently on the roster. And I think it's just storytelling. There's definitely a bunch of talent, but just no one is over as Rhea Ripley right now. What do y'all think? Y'all think there's someone just as big in the women's division as Rhea Ripley? Liv Morgan, not close. Liv Morgan kind of like needs Rhea Ripley to be as popular as she is, maybe. Maybe not. We'll see. I mean, well, maybe we won't see spoilers, but we all know what happens on Monday night. I don't want to spoil too much just in case there are people that don't know, which is possible, but very slim. But we'll see what happens at War Games. It's definitely 5-on-5. We're definitely getting 5-on-5 on the other side. There was rumors they might switch to 4-on-4. That's clearly not the case. But overall, great SmackDown. I look forward to next week and the week after. You know, we do got the pre-recorded on Monday. So a lot of y'all know what's happening, which is unfortunate, but I'm still going to watch it. It's going to be exciting. Let me know what y'all think, y'all. Like, comment, subscribe. Peace.